Some things should be said.
Or shouldn't.
Oh, it's on.
With Juan
And Sean.
Hello? Hello?
Okay,
Your
you're good.
big
All right.
dead cat.
Yeah. I can't find my other microphone cover.
Really?
I don't know where, I lost it when I went to Utah.
Damn, some horse ate it.
Oh, man. And you know what the horse probably should have eaten?
What?
Steve Sisolak.
Oh, Steve Sisolak.
Man.
Oh, wait, we started?
Oh, yeah, we're on.
Oh, fuck. What happened to the intro?
Oh, it's on.
With Juan
and Sean. There it is.
Okay, now let's go back to what we're talking about because I was totally not into it.
Oh, no. I was just saying that Steve Sisolak is the worst leader, one of the worst leaders our country has right now. And yeah, if you want to hear some of what we had to say, you can go look at episode 25.
Yeah, and especially because he claimed he had the coronavirus, but
no, he never claimed. He said he was exposed, and because he was exposed, he can't do anything. Nothing is possible for him to do.
But all it took was cotton swab of his little cheek, and he's cleared.
Oh, perfectly fine.
He's fine now.
And now he's posting like no tomorrow.
Exactly.
So yeah, go check that out. That was our first live episode. We had fun doing it. And
it was great. We were hoping for him to be live too.
Yeah. Oh, we were gonna have so much fun.
But with this technical difficulties and being exposed to coronavirus, he couldn't do jack shit.
Yeah. So that was his fault. So we're here. This is News Like episode number 6. We're gonna talk about some news. So the first thing we're gonna talk about is North Korea to bolster nuclear forces as Iran busts Venezuela sanctions. Kim Jong-un ordered more nuclear deterrence as an Iranian tanker ignored what the U.S. said about sanctions and warnings as it entered Venezuelan waters. North Korea is a hermit kingdom. And I didn't know what a hermit kingdom... Do you know what a hermit kingdom is?
Is that someone who just stays within its own little land?
Oh, you're smarter than I am. At first, when I was reading this article, I was like, a hermit kingdom. I thought they were I thought it was an opinion article, like an opinion piece, because I was like, what's up? I thought they just made that up and they're just calling him a hermit. But yeah, meaning they wall themselves off from the rest of the world, basically. Mm-hmm. Kim Jong-un set a deadline for the U.S. troops, or for the U.S. to keep working on denuclearization, but the U.S. missed the deadline. And the Trump administration views Nicolas Maduro as an, quote, illegitimate dictator, unquote, whatever that means. So what do you think about these two acts happening right now?
Oh, man. I mean, first of all, Big Daddy USA says Venezuela, you can't have no gas.
Yeah.
But Iran's like, wait a minute. Who put you in charge of the world?
Yeah. Yeah. And dude, I'm reading this book called Fool's Errand right now about the Afghanistan war. And it goes into pretty deep history about the last 50 years. And when Clinton was president, all these sanctions were put onto Iraq, because Hussein was crazy or whatever.
Yeah.
And estimates say that almost 1 million people died because they couldn't get medical supplies, food, water, because the U.S. and the UN, or maybe not the UN, but the U.S. led sanctions against Iraq. So the people of Iraq are all dying. The rich people are fine because they got money and stuff. So I'm like, now we're putting sanctions on Venezuela when they don't have anything, and the only way they can get stuff is to have stuff come in. And I'm like, this doesn't solve really anything. It just makes more people dead.
Yeah. Is that why they resorted to selling drugs to the U.S.?
I think they've been doing that for a long time as it is. But yeah, it's a pretty volatile situation. Yeah, and then Iran just going, and then Venezuela, when the Iran tanker got there, they're like, oh, it's in our economic zone now.
Yep.
Not much you can do about it, Trumpy.
It's like, sorry, America, we got oil now.
Yeah. So we'll see what the Trump administration and the U.S. government will do about that shortly, I'm sure. Maybe they won't do anything. They're too worried about getting reelected because we got a reelection coming up.
Oh, that's right. They'll probably just send him a letter saying that was very, very wrong.
Yeah.
Don't
and then
do it again.
Well, you never know. Trump's a little bit of a chest beater, so he might fly some planes or put a ship down there. But I think our ships are stretched pretty thin right now.
Very thin.
But didn't he build a whole bunch of new ships or something? Like, that's why I saw something where he was in front of a new ship because they put billions of dollars into new ships. So I don't think I put this in your notes that I sent you, but I just wanted to say a little bit because it's pro wrestling related. The story about Shad Gaspard, an actor and professional wrestler who was killed by the Riptide in Los Angeles on the 17th of May. Shad was most well known for his as part of the tag team of Crime Time. Lifeguards got to Shad when the waters got rough, but he told them to save his son first. And then he wasn't seen again for a couple days until he washed up on the beach. Shad also stopped an armed robbery in 2016, and he said about this robbery, "I thought it was a real gun the entire time, and honestly, I just didn't want anyone to get hurt. I just kept thinking about how I wanted to make sure I got home to my son." And supposedly he went into this gas station or whatever to get a drink, and then the guy came in and like told him to buy him some beer. He wanted some beer, and Shad's like, "I'm not doing that." And then he pulled a gun out on him and said, "Get out of here! I'm going to rob this store." And then he was like, "Nope." he shoved the guy and took the gun away from him. And then his tag team partner actually like ran in, and then they like restrained the guy until the cops got there.
They didn't body slam him.
I don't know what they shoved him. Maybe he did an STO.
Dude, that would have been awesome, dude.
I always wondered. Well, I'm sure they don't. I mean, wrestlers get in fights all the time because people try to see how tough they are.
What about that move that the Undertaker does when he slams them down?
Oh, the tombstone?
Yeah, just imagine giving someone like that out there in the pavement.
Dude, they would be dead. You're not gonna. Nobody can survive that.
I'd laugh, dude. I would literally laugh. Like, holy shit!
Dude,
is he dead?
There was some video of some like kid. I think he like power bombed another kid in school. Like they're in a hallway and they start fighting, and the other kid just like he's got him like kind of like in a headlock, but then he just bends over, picks him up, and just power bombs him.
Damn!
I was like, dang that. Oh no, there was that Australian kid too. In Australia, he's like a little kid, or no, he was a big fat kid. I'm sorry, big fat kid. You could tell he like gets picked on. Because this little kid is picking on him and saying, "Oh, you say." Is
that where that little kid's like wailing on him also? And so the fat kid gets mad, just like picks him up, and just slams him.
Just drops him.
Yeah,
he like broke the kid's leg.
Yeah, or something.
Dang.
Either the leg or the arm or something. One of those.
Oh no, it was his leg. I remember because his leg hits the edge of the cement curb thing.
Yeah,
and it looks like, and then he like gets up and he's like, "Oh," and he's like limping away, and it's like, well, that solved that issue.
Yeah.
But not that I condone violence, but if you're getting hit, you can protect yourself. You don't have to just sit there and take it.
Yeah, exactly. And I guarantee the fat kid probably got in trouble. He was like, yeah. You should have came to a teacher. Yeah. Should have came to a teacher if you were getting picked on.
But I know I saw a mini documentary on it, and that kid was always getting picked on. So obviously nobody was doing anything about it. So,
yeah, that's true.
So did you want to say something about Amy Cooper?
Fucking crazy Amy.
I don't know. You mentioned her before we started talking, so
no, just the video that was hilarious. Guy being filmed where she goes, "An African American's threatening me."
You know what? I thought people would be happy because she's not saying black.
Yeah, I know. She didn't say black. She didn't say the N-word.
I thought people would be like, "Oh, what a respectful woman," because apparently black is bad.
Yeah,
but I know black people that say black all the time, and then she was being politically correct, and she still got in trouble. So I guess
I say the other thing that probably got her more in trouble was that she actually called 911, gave a false report. You know, hey, I'm being attacked. You know,
you don't think strangling her dog?
God. Oh, yeah, that probably freaking PETA went nuts.
Yeah, oh jeez.
God.
I did see she submitted her dog back to where she adopted it from.
Jesus.
So her life is ruined. What can she do now in today's world? What is she gonna be allowed to do?
Damn.
Like, she's never gonna be forgiven. And you said there was a full video, right?
There's a full video.
Because the only videos I've ever seen are the ones like he's recording right when she calls 911.
Yeah, but he's recording earlier because I guess she had her dog. Her dog wasn't leashed, and I guess you're supposed to have it leashed.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, you gotta have your dog leashed, and she's like freaking going nuts on him. I mean, I would too. Someone told me to leash my dog. I'd go fuck yourself.
To me, I'm just like, I understand there's leash laws. I've seen so many dogs not on leashes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. I just don't. I guess I've never been attacked by somebody's dog. When I was 4 years old, I was walking to school in Phillips, South Dakota. I walked into the grocery store. I got myself a little lollipop just to suck on my way to school. And I'm walking, or no, I'm sorry, I wasn't 4. I was like 6. I was in the first grade. And I'm walking along, enjoying my lollipop. All of a sudden, I hear, I turn around. There is this Rottweiler, dude, big as me, just running at me. I literally screamed. I ran, dude. Don't think I've ever run that fast in my life. And I'm running and running and running. And I throw my lollipop at the dog thinking, oh, he wants the lollipop. And I'm running and running and running. And my school was on a hill. And there was about 150 steps to get up to the school. I ran up those steps so fast. Dude, it was like a half mile to a mile total that I ran from this dog.
Damn.
And I was a little 6-year-old. And I get to the top of the steps. The kids were watching me running from this dog, and they're all laughing at me.
Yeah, because it's funny.
Well, I was 6 at the time. All I saw was my life in peril. I didn't know any better at the time.
Well, because kids, as kids, we don't know any better.
I know. But I'm just saying, I can see the point of leash laws, but that dog, I don't even think it had a collar on. It was just like a wild dog.
Damn, that's even scary.
Yeah.
See, that's why it's like, I don't care if I offend you little PETA or animal lovers. If I see a stray dog out there and if it comes and attacks me, I'm going to kill it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to straight out kill it.
Yeah, right. I mean,
and if someone comes out there saying, you killed this dog, I'm going to kill you.
Oh, jeez.
All right, because I know it's your freaking dog. I'm going to just stab you in the neck. And so when the cops come, I'm just going to say, I was like, oh, he unleashed his dog, and then he tried to attack me to protect the stupid dog from biting me. So, hey.
Yeah.
But I'm just letting you know, keep your stupid animal on a leash. That's it.
Yeah.
Because, there's times where people are walking their stupid little dogs. I'm walking my dog. My dog's it's not on a leash. It's on a harness. He has a harness on there.
It's a husky. It's a big old husky.
It's a husky. And then these people are walking like these stupid little dogs without a leash, and they come up running, bark, bark, bark. It's like, my dog will not bark. All right? But it'll attack that little thing.
Yeah, if it feels threatened.
Yeah. Well, it's not threatened, but it's just like a small, stupid little thing. But if it comes real close right to its mouth and it gets taken, it's like, hey, I'm just going to have to wait until the dog's done, tearing it apart.
Yeah.
Because I ain't sticking my hand in there.
Right. And yeah, that's one of the, it's your animal, you're responsible for it. And I've always wondered too, like, if in Iraq, dude, there was a time, I feel so dumb, but I felt kind of cool at the time. I had my machine gun, and these dogs came at me, and my first thought was, I don't want to shoot this dog, but I want to butt stroke it. Why did I think that? And I think part of it was because if you fired your weapon at all, you had to do a ton of paperwork. And I was like, I don't really want to do the paperwork. And so I think I was just like, I'm just going to butt stroke these dogs. And I sat there, dude, and it was like a video game because, like, like in a role-playing game,
yeah.
when you encounter bad guys, they surround you, and then it's like you're standing in there and you're like waiting for them to attack because it's turn-based. And I just was standing there, and I was like ready just to like butt stroke a dog. And, but it's the same thing. It was like, hey, if your animal is gonna come at me and it's barking and it's got teeth and it's showing me its teeth, don't expect me just to stand there and just let it bite me.
Yeah.
Like, if you think that's what is gonna happen, then you you should have a leash on your dog.
Yeah, definitely.
So I saw you trying to watch this mind-blowing visualization of Earth's water in a single sphere video, which is on the blog post.
Dude, I got so mad because the moment I hit the video, a 1-minute ad shows up.
And this video was only like 40 seconds long.
Dude, I was like, well, ain't gonna watch it.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna sit there and watch a 1-minute ad.
For a 40-second video. Like a 1-minute ad for like a 10-minute video.
Yeah.
That's okay. But if your ad's longer than the video, then no. So that's just bad ad placement if you ask me. But yeah, it was just, it showed how much actual like fresh water there was on Earth. And it's not very big compared to the Earth. But then it showed how much of it is accessible. Which isn't very much because most of it is groundwater. So make sure you're not taking, what is it called when you take, not advantage? Oh, take it for granted. Duh. You don't take your fresh water for granted, people. That's all that video, I think, was trying to say.
Yeah, look at our Lake Mead.
Yeah. But there's always going to be beer, so.
Yeah. We need that for beer, guys. Come on.
Especially here in Vegas. Ohio teen was found safe after going missing. Wanted to start a new life, says sheriff. Madison Bell, if you ask me, sounds like a porn star name.
She was probably just ready to be like, you know what? Fuck this.
Yeah. She was a high school senior.
But the good thing, sorry to like just butt in, but the good thing about it is she's legal. just throwing it out there. She's legal.
So hold on, Juan. If you're just out, let's say you're at Home Depot and you see a girl and she looks like she's lost and she's like standing by her car, but she looks like distressed. And she says, oh, and you go like, is everything okay? And she goes, oh, I want to start a new life. I don't like my life. I'm just trying to start a new life. Is the first question you ask her, are you 18?
That's the first thing you have to ask. Are you 18? And I need to see an ID to verify.
So yeah, the sheriff said she wanted to start a new life when she was found. Her car was found with the keys in the ignition and her phone inside. And she was gone for 6 days. And every rock had supposedly been turned over. And I tried to find more information, and I didn't try that hard. Because was she near the car when it was found? And she had to have been, because why else would she leave the keys and their phone in there?
And not only that, it's like, what did she left it abandoned like by a church.
Yeah.
And she told her parents, like, oh, I'm just going to go tan. I'm like, okay, what the hell's going on?
Yeah. And the thing was that she was gone for 6 days, but she had her car, like, nobody saw her car. I didn't see where this was. Ohio teen. So maybe if it was in Columbus, because I lived in Columbus for a couple years, if every rock had been turned in Columbus, somebody would have seen the car.
Yeah.
And then we even get this next story. 2 hurt in motorcycle car crash. The only note I wrote down was 2 people sent to hospital after motorcycle found on fire in ditch.
That's all I had.
Yeah, it was 3 sentences. And this story was posted a few days ago. So I tried to do a quick search and all the articles just led to like this same article. There were 3 different versions of this article. So nobody died.
The good thing about this article, it's like at the bottom it says, Microsoft may earn an affiliate commission if you purchase something through the recommended links in this article.
They all say that.
It's like, wow.
That's where I get all these stories. So here we're ending today on the remains returned of soldier from Spartanburg, South Carolina, who was killed in Afghanistan. Army First Lieutenant Travarius Bowman was...
Oh, hold on. Let me just throw that out there. Thank you for your service.
Oh, thank you. And you know how we can really thank him?
How's that?
By not telling anybody how he died yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he was killed in a non-combat related incident. U.S. Army Major General Van McCarty, the adjutant, I can't say that word, for South Carolina said, "This is never an outcome we as soldiers, leaders, and family members wish to experience." And he's saying that as though nobody ever said that. And to me, it's like, of course, I don't know. It's just, that's the thing that's always said when a soldier dies. And it's annoying because, of course, that's what everybody says. Like, nobody goes, "Oh, I'm glad he's dead."
Yeah, I know.
But your thoughts on this?
Well, man, it's my thoughts are like going everywhere. Because, I mean, the great thing about doing this is, like, you got to be a critical thinker.
Yeah.
It's like, why do I really care that he was a member of the Dorman High School JROTC program?
Yeah.
As he rose through the ranks in high school, it's like, okay. But the thing is, all right, so he died in a non-combat situation. But the question is, why is there only remains of his body? That makes no sense.
Yeah. It doesn't specify.
You know what it is? This is what you call friendly fire. They probably got him drunk, threw him in a sleeping bag, and while the tanks were going by, they just threw his little body in there. And it's like, oh, damn, a tank ran him over. Oh, he was probably drunk. Oh.
Soldiers do a lot of stupid things. And, well, he was an officer.
Yeah, officers tend to be not
as dumb.
Well, that plus
reckless.
They tend to get hurt a lot.
Well,
a lot, especially during friendly fire situations.
Dude, I had a first lieutenant once during my first deployment. He was not happy with how slow we raided a house once. Because we got 100 pounds worth of gear on. Some of us do. You know, we're fully combat loaded, ready for this raid. And we're supposed to be climbing over these 10-foot walls. And some of us are having trouble doing it. And he got so mad. When we got back to base, he was like, "Everybody line up on the wall." And we had to sit there and climb over this wall. And all I could think of is like, man, my knees are going to blow out because I'm falling down. It was like a 7-foot wall or 5 to 7 foot. And I'm just climbing up this thing and jumping down with 100 extra pounds on my body. And I'm like, this isn't like, can I just do pull-ups first or something and like not have to jump down every single time? Okay, so anyways, really quick, this morning I went and tweeted a whole bunch of the South Carolina National Guard, the National Guard, Senator Lindsey Graham, a handful of news outlets. I said, hey, what is the reason for this guy's death? It's been a week and a half. There has to be a reason. Like, why is this investigation taking so long? So I'm checking my Twitter right now to see if I have any responses. Boom. Nope.
Damn.
No response. And we probably won't hear anything for a month. And then we'll hear some probably made up story to cover up what actually happened.
Do you think he got pushed off the building? Top of the building?
Who knows, dude? He probably... There was one guy that died on my base because some electrical short... He was in the pool and like a loose electrical wire hit the pool, dude, and he died. Damn. He got electrocuted to death.
Maybe that's what happened to this knucklehead.
It could have been.
But it says remains. They're shipping remains home.
Oh, you're focused on that word.
Yeah.
You're thinking like he got burned alive.
Something, because if it's non-combative, so it's friendly fire.
No, what do you mean? No. Friendly fire is combative.
Well, the way they posted it here, so it had to been in base.
Oh, yeah.
So my guessing, he probably got ran over by a 5-ton or a freaking...
Yeah.
Or a tank. I mean, this sounds suspicious, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Something dumb happened in the military. Right now, the Army's trying to figure out how to make it look like it wasn't their fault.
No, you know what happened?
What?
A couple of fucking enlisted knew, okay, this guy is a hazard to us. Yeah. This guy's... You know, one of those that's going to get us killed.
Yeah.
So it's just best to, you know what? It's best to lose one to save thousands.
To save the platoon.
Exactly.
I can believe that happened. I mean, everybody's saying, "Oh, he was great in ROTC," but that doesn't make him a great platoon
Well, that's
leader.
ROTC because that's JROTC or
Yeah.
even that's in high school or that's in
You're not being shot at.
Yeah, you're not now. You're not there out there in a fleet. You're
but
not
I
out
think
there with the units.
He was assigned. He was in a signal brigade, so he was in communications.
Oh,
So I don't know. I don't. He could still. I mean, the thing is like a lot of soldiers are in combat now that aren't in combat. So he could have been having to go out or something, but there's going to be no details, so we can sit here and speculate on this all day.
Oh yeah,
and yeah, is there anything else you want to talk about, Juan?
no. I mean, that's all for the news, right?
Yeah, that's it. We spent.
Damn. What about that one black guy who got killed?
I was gonna...
What's his name?
Floyd George?
Something like that. Because you know, it's like we have inside connections to the news media, you know, and they give us like giving us very vaguely, you know, information on what really happened or why. Because I mean, when you see the video, it shows like the guy struggling.
Yeah.
You know, the first one that I saw, it's like, oh damn, because then it pans like to an Asian cop just standing there. And they're like, hey, man, they're like trying to tell him the guy can't breathe, whatever, this, blah, blah, blah. But the question is like, what got this guy to get handcuffed, to be thrown on the ground like that? Because so far I've been like finding articles that say, no, they call him like a gentle giant. Oh, he was so nice, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Okay. But then all of a sudden it's like, okay, well, if he was so nice in this, why did it have to come to him, you know, getting thrown on the ground? If 4 cops involved, you know, stuff like that. But then all of a sudden I'm reading that, oh, he was using counterfeit money that night to buy stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, but if you look at it, so it happened the night before or what? Because when he's out being taken out, it's like daylight. It's not. It doesn't look like it's taking place at night.
Yeah. And I haven't paid any attention at all to this, and I know some people think I'm a bad person for that, but there's 2 things I know. One, I'm not going to get all the facts. And I'm not going to say all cops are bad because the guy he was black and now he's dead and the white cops killed him. I don't know what happened. I don't know this guy, nor do I believe I'll ever really know what happened, no matter how much research I do. I scroll through my Facebook and everybody has different facts about what happened. I've read that he died hours later. I've read he died right there with the cop's knee on his neck. I've read that he died en route to the police station. So like it's like people can't even get that straightened out right now. And I know the media, and I think the coronavirus news is starting to fizzle. People are starting to like give up on it. I think it's partially because like the states that opened up don't have as many problems as the media likes for them to have. So the coronavirus is starting to become old news kind of thing. So now they have this new thing to latch onto, and they're playing on everybody's emotions. And yeah, it sucks. It absolutely sucks that somebody got killed. But if you're just going to turn it into a race thing, then to me, it kind of loses meaning, because that means I'm a bad person because I don't care as much as the next person. I care that somebody died. It sucks. But I don't think that rioting Target solves anything. But people say it does solve something. But Target literally did nothing.
Yeah.
My question, Juan, what about this? Why aren't they rioting the police stations?
Yeah, that's a good question. Why aren't they?
Those are the bad guys, supposedly.
But, I mean, well, the reason is that it's so much easier to prey on the weak, prey on those that are, how do I say it? Kind of like the bystanders.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's best to just prey on them and just say, hey, society made us do it because some black guy died.
Yeah, yeah. And it's
okay to hurt others now.
Yeah. Just because, like, and then they're like, well, Target didn't do anything about it. Like, well, what is Target supposed to? They're running a business. They're not in politics. They're not in your in what you believe is right or wrong. They're just trying to provide a service to customers.
Or was he trying to use the fake counterfeit at a Target, and that's why they're taking it out on Target?
Well, I have, like I said, dude.
I mean, this guy, they do call him a gentle giant. You know, how he got counterfeit money is like, oh, we don't know. But the thing is, okay, even where I worked, if someone gave me like a counterfeit bill, I mean, we have that little marker to check it. Okay, say, hey, you know what? This bill showed up. You know, it got marked like it's counterfeit, so yeah, I can't take this bill. What's so hard of saying that?
What do you mean?
Like I'm saying, if someone at work, what I'm saying, it's like, that's what I do.
Yeah.
I say, hey, I can't take this bill because it just showed that it's kind of like counterfeit. Or maybe it's just like maybe really old, just like I can't take this 20. Do you have another one? If the person says no, well, hey, I can't, you know, you can't do any business. I can't serve you, or I can't sell you this with that bill. You know, that's something simple to let go. But something had to escalate to the point where it's like they had to arrest him, they had to throw him down.
Yeah.
So that part is always missing.
Yeah, and it always is. And I think it's wrong to have such a response without knowing the facts on everything.
Yeah.
It's like the girl with the dog, the Amy Cooper girl.
Mm-hmm.
She, like, when people were freaking out over the first video, I was like, don't freak out yet. Nathan Phillips, do you remember him?
No.
He was the Native American guy. Remember those Trump kids at the Capitol?
Oh, yeah.
And that first video clip that came out was just the Trump kid. He did have a punchable face. Like he looked cocky as balls. But like Kathy Griffin was like, this kid needs to be murdered.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And all these celebrities are like, these kids are trash. And then there was that like Black Panther group or something. They filmed for a whole hour and a half because they were doing their whole thing. It showed those kids were just standing there chanting. And then he came and approached them. But that's not the narrative that was told. And then 9/11, my big thing is 9/11. Because we had videos of planes flying into the Twin Towers. And therefore, we decided that like all of the Middle East is terrorist.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, in this book I'm reading, I'm telling you about the Afghanistan war and everything we've been doing over there. Like, people pretend like none of that happened because, one, it's going to require research, and two, it wasn't in the video. So like, they just see the video, and then, I mean, I did that. I was young. I knew I was joining the army anyway, but that happened the year I joined. And I look back, I remember feeling all these emotions, like, oh, how could they do that to us? And now I look back like, well, I know why they did that to us, because we're being jerks. And we've killed a whole lot more of their people than they've killed of ours, and we did it first. So if you're making decisions based on just a video, like I'm going to go riot, and you're not frank, so you're not surviving when you're doing this. You're rioting. Did you see that episode of Always Sunny?
No.
No?
No, of course I did.
Oh, okay. That was so good.
I just wanted to see your little smile go. It's like, wait, no.
But yeah, so y'all who hate me because I want to know facts before I shun anybody, then you can go ahead and hate me.
And it's all for that news aspect.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning into this episode of Oh, It's On
with Juan
and Sean, and this is episode number 26. You can follow us on Twitter and Facebook at OIO Pod, or email us at OIO Podcast. Oh, It's On Podcast. Oh, It's On Podcast at gmail. Oh, dang it, I said it wrong during the live stream. Oh well, nobody's emailed us anyway. So, or you can just check out the blog post, blofx.com/OIO26, and you'll see links to all the articles mentioned in this podcast. And until next time, remember, the microphone may be on. Also, I'm in Nevada, and I still haven't gotten my unemployment for 7 weeks.